Elena, we can start with in-person questions.
Hey, Elena.
Hey.
Tough one out there tonight. As a leader on this team, did you have any words for the group in the locker room there post-game?
Not really. Sometimes you just have to sit there and feel it, read the room. Everybody was kind of just sitting there, and obviously I'm sure each one of us thinking about what we could have done, reflecting a little on the season. So, no, I didn't feel like it was a moment for a speech or really anything.
Obviously, a lot of attention on you again from their defense. What did you see from them, or how did they try to play you tonight? And second off, how were you feeling? I think we saw you go off at one point to kind of stretch, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was hip or back or whatever, but those two things for me, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a tough, long defense where, you know, they can change up the matchups and try to get us cross-match, things like that. They played aggressive. Sometimes they sent doubles, sometimes they didn't. So kind of just keep you guessing and trying to, like, read what's going on. So credit to them on that. And then, yeah, I just had that drive that was a sloppy drive on my part and just got a little bit stiff, needed to get some things loosened up, and was able to come back and at least play tough defense.
Hi, Elena. A couple things from me. First, just, in terms of fighting the battle that you've always had to fight this time of year, even in 19 when you won, you were fighting with the multiple vertebrae. How frustrating is it to have to do it this time of year, year after year? And do you ever spend any time kind of thinking about, God, what would one playoffs be like when I'm healthy?
I've been healthy this playoff, so I definitely can't say that. It was just a moment of a little bit of stiffness, but was able to get back out there. So I wouldn't say that. It's just more struggling to get a bit of a rhythm tonight, and trying to read when to attack, when to find others in the double through length. So just tough night offensively.
Sure. And then just, Tasha's had this evolution as a player. Not that this is new, but it's the career high. It feels like this was new even for her. And as somebody who's had, obviously the best seat in the house to be able to see her evolution, how do you account for it? What has allowed her to become this level of player?
She's just such a competitor. In a moment like this where it's win or go home, she's going to give you absolutely everything she has on both sides of the ball. And that's just what Tosh does. And tonight the ball wasn't going in for most of us, and for her it was. So she was able to connect, be aggressive, put pressure on the rim, but also stretch them from three. And then defensively, she's always got one of the toughest tasks, guarding, one of their best players. So she does it all. And, you don't find that many point guards that can do that much at her size. So she's been a phenomenal point guard to be playing with for this many years. Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah. Elena, what did you think was the biggest difference, I guess, in overtime in particular, to not get over the hump?
It's hard to get over a heartbreak of, some of the lack of discipline that we had that just couldn't finish the game. And then you've got a team with so many scorers, and at that point, some of us were in foul trouble. So they're able to kind of make us pay at that point. On their home floor, it's really tough to not finish the game when we felt like we could have, and then have to go and play in an overtime with this crowd, those type of players, some people in foul trouble. It just makes it really tough. We put ourselves in a really hard position.
Any more in-person questions?
Tyler?
Hey, Elena, it seemed sometimes in that game that the offense was a little bit sticky and not being able to get in your normal flow that you were as a unit. How do you think the offense as a whole was able to move the ball and get to your spots collectively as a group?
You got to credit New York with their size and their, ability to guard different positions and switch some things. It makes it tough. But the stickiness has been a problem all season that we just haven't been able to fully overcome. So I think we saw that come up in the first game and then this one as well in certain moments where you need something good. We just weren't able to get it done.
And a quick follow-up, I know you spoke on Tosh, but when Tosh is cooking in the way that she was tonight, what are you looking to do to try and play off of her and make sure that you can provide something similar to support her game?
Just trying to, first of all, tell her to continue to attack. And then I feel like either set ball screens for her where, you know, she can turn the corner because they're not going to help too much off of me, or even just space the floor and be a little bit of a decoy at times. So, you know, when she's cooking like that, you don't have to do too much. Just make sure she continues to attack because she is always worried about getting everybody else involved. And it's like, look, you're the one who's hot right now. Keep it going.
Elena, the last couple seconds of regulation, I mean, Sabrina missed 2 free throws. You guys missed the box out. Jonquil goes put back. And you had chances. I mean, were those what you're talking about, like just right there, that one little thing could have gone a different way and you'd be going back home to play again?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you all saw it. We felt it. I mean, Jonquil is a phenomenal rebounder, and she's really hard to keep off the glass. So you just know she's going to go at that point. We weren't able to pinch her quite right, and she made us pay. So those moments are certainly heartbreaking.
And we'll finish with Jen.
Hey, Elena. With going back to Tosh, you know, how early in the game did you have an idea, like, oh, she's going to be scoring a lot tonight, or she's hot?
I felt it from warm-ups with her, just her focus and the way she was communicating with the team. You don't even have to see the ball go in. You can just see a focus in her. And honestly, by playing with her for this many years, I know that in a elimination game like this, she's going to play her absolute best game and do everything she can to get it done. And unfortunately, we weren't able to, you know, help her out.
And how did you see her just, you know, she's talked throughout the season, particularly when you and Ariel were out, about, you know, her and Slim having to kind of watch their composure and make sure that they were calm for the team. How did you see her kind of like contain her emotions in a game that had such high stakes tonight?
She, you know, spoke and got in us when she needed to, but she also knew the time to kind of hang back and say, look, we got to take a deep breath. And we all try to, you know, handle huddles together, so it's not always just one person. So I felt like we at least did a good job with that. But, yeah, she was able to read the game and what was needed to be said at different moments.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have. Thank you, Elena.
Thanks.